It's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? It's finally the weekend. It's been a long ass week. Alright, so just gonna chill out for a little bit. So before I get started with this testing of LR and UR featured trunks on Super Battle Road, I got a couple questions about the giveaway. I made 2 posts regarding that, announcing the winners, so if you for some reason happen to miss that, just go to the community tab within my channel. It'll have both of the postings on there. Alright, so like I said, yeah, this is going to be a testing of both LR and the UR version of featured trunks, just see how they link up together on events like Super Battle Road. I did do a video on this earlier in the week, but like I said then, boss rush stages really don't have battles with 2 or more enemies, so ideally, you know, Super Battle Road is the place to test this out. One of the other things I did talk about is the fact that both of them do share the Cold Judgement Link Skill, which increases defense by 20%. So given that, you know, they both have the secondary passives of increasing, you know, defense by 20,000 for the LR version and then 8,000 for the UR version, I figured it'd be worth testing out, see how beneficial it would be for these guys to be linked up. So both of these are rainbowed at 100%, and I'm gonna let these guys get attacked as well as allow for other units to get attacked, just to have a basis of comparison between, you know, these versions and the rest of the units, and see how actually beneficial the you know, secondary passive toward defense is. So LR Trunks did seem like on average, when it is 2 or more enemies, he's, you know, receiving about 17,000 in damage. The UR version looks like 35,000, which actually isn't bad. I mean, other units will get hit for much harder, so you know, even though it's 8,000, it's only an 8,000 increase to defense. It seems like it's actually helping out quite a bit. So you know, it might be worthwhile if you're not, you know, if you're lacking units with the super agility team. You know, it could be an option for you. I did give him level 11 additional attack and level 15 criticals, so about 290,000 without the criticals on that one. And he definitely does take more in hits, but with the super attack, I mean, he only took about 22,000 more than the LR version, so yeah, he's not doing too bad. Alright, so we do have a bunch of attacks coming in here. I'm going to go ahead and put LR Trunks up front just because most of the attacks are coming from there. We'll still see 2 attacks against the UR version, so yeah, we'll be able to see both versions get hit. So yeah, 15,000, 16,000, typical same range. Obviously the attack output is substantially different between the 2, but more or less this is more focused on, you know, their defensive abilities and how they link up together. Alright, so on average about 15,000 in attack, defense. So let's see how this guy does. Yeah, 367,000 with the critical, not bad, and then got hit for about 34,000 with the normal attack and about 120,000 with the super. So, I mean, he definitely does take still a decent amount of hits, but you know, it should be alright. I mean, it's better than other units, like I said, and maybe Ckwlk here will get hit, and we'll be able to kind of see, you know, how beneficial Trunks' passive is, at least the UR version, and we'll go from there. But I mean, 368,000 is not bad for, I mean, a free-to-play unit that is only at UR status. That's actually pretty decent output. Alright, so we'll see how different the defensive ability is now that the secondary passive isn't active. So it was 16,000, now it went up to about 28, so it obviously does make a difference, you know, with that second portion of the passive skill. Alright, so all the attacks are coming up front. Cold Judgement Link Skills obviously are helping. So again, on average about 16,000 of damage taken from normal attacks. So yeah, definitely very nice defensively. And he still does take a pretty big hit with the supers, you know, 100,000, but again, it could be a lot worse. Yeah, so I think with the critical, with this current setup, the UR version of Trunks hits for about 360,000 with the critical. So just keep that in mind if you do plan on. I don't know if you do, but or if you are planning on it, but if you end up doing it, yeah, just keep in mind with criticals you're looking at about 360k in Super Battle Road setups. Without it, yeah, 251. So it just seems like these guys really want a super on the UR version. Seems like he's been getting hit with more supers than the LR version. And this Extreme Z Awakened Goku is at about 90%, so you did see him take 30,000 in damage. So in comparison to that, I mean, the Trunks really isn't doing that bad. He's actually doing pretty good. So I think, I mean, the 8,000 increase toward, I mean, it is an increase toward both attack and defense, but, you know, we're focusing on the defensive end right now, but, I mean, it certainly does seem to benefit a lot. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to actually rainbow this guy, but for my own curiosity, I kind of want to do this, and you know, since I went ahead and already did it, I figured I'd test this out on Super Battle Road and see how they do. So we'll go ahead and see how the Dokkan mode is here. So hit for the critical, 2.7, pretty much got the rest of the minions taken care of. Just have the cooler left, and 368k from the other Trunks, so definitely pretty good. And Vegeta took about 39,000 in damage, so yeah, I mean, the Trunks is doing very, very well considering. So, you know, compared to other units, the UR version of that Trunks is taking less in damage than a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, so I mean, that probably will put it in perspective a little bit better. And additional attacks definitely are nice to see. I really love this super attack animation from the LR version, though. It's really nice, and I'm glad a free-to-play version had that kind of animation. So big ups to the developers for doing that. Alright, so back to the only one enemy setup. I'm gonna go ahead and put the UR version of Trunks just to see how much in damage he actually does take without the second part of the passive active. And we'll see if, you know, so 40,000 there, and you know, it's definitely a pretty decent amount there. But again, like I keep saying, it could be a lot worse. So we'll keep that in mind. 40,000 damage taken, even without the secondary passive, and then, well, I guess Ckwlk is going to end up killing this fool. Oh, he actually survived. So 37,000 taken. So pretty much equivalent defense of a 100% Ckwlk. So, you know, in that regard, I mean, he's actually doing pretty well. I did go ahead and seal the SAs for all the enemies just to see, you know, each normal attack, what the, you know, damage output is against my guys. So I think in that scenario, about 35,000 is probably on average the amount of hit he took. And the LR version takes obviously about 15, 16,000, so much less. But yeah, I mean, it's yeah, overall, I mean, they do fine. It seems like the Cold Judgement Link Skill definitely does help too. I really don't know if anybody else has done this. I mean, let me know if you have. I mean, honestly, the reason I really did it was for collection purposes. Like I've said in the other videos, I really like the artwork on the UR version, so I was like, it'd be nice to be able to see this guy at rainbow status and just keep him as a collection item in my deck. So that's really, I mean, honestly, that's really the reason I did that. Granted that he actually does help out a little bit with these types of setups, so I guess it was worth the investment in a way. I mean, I've got plenty of agility orbs, so I'm not struggling by any means, so, you know, I didn't really care at the time. But he seems like he's doing pretty well. Defense pretty decent, and attack is decent enough to where it's beneficial.